Alright, Schlockmeister fans, here's an odd one you may have never heard of before. It's called Arnold. Let's check it out. Okay, our movie starts in a cemetery, but it looks like there is a wedding about to happen.
There's been a horrible mistake. They mixed up the marrying with the burying.
This woman, Karen, the bride, is marrying a corpse named Arnold. That's Stella Stevens as Karen.
I do.
So the marriage takes place. She has married a corpse. Incidentally, the woman's, or the man's widow,
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
was also there.
Well, then you'll not be putting his lordship in the crypt, is it?
This is Arnold's sister, Hester.
Big sister, fix your tie, tidy your hair before the guests arrive.
Hester, don't you think we should keep it closed for now?
Yes, that's a tape deck plugged into the coffin.
My dear family and faithful friends, thank you for attending the ceremony today and sharing with me my happiest hour.
It's the reading of the will. He's left everything to Karen, his new bride.
Subsidiary companies, stocks, bonds, and an enormous hoard of cash, which is safely deposited in a vault.
The bride and the widow have words.
Liam, I can understand your bitterness. If only you'd given Arnold more love and affection.
You gave him enough affection for both of us.
Turns out, though, she's been having an affair with Arnold's brother, Robert. It's Roddy McDowell.
I have to stay here to inherit the estate.
We are going to hire the best solicitor in England and break that ridiculous agreement. I am the one you will spend the rest of your life with.
So this is the widow, and she was applying some, like, face cream to herself, and apparently there's something in it that is now, like, acid or something that's eating up her face and is about to kill her. So she's out of the picture. She was going to contest the will and try to get all that fortune back for herself instead of the new bride.
Who did it?
Arnold. He put something terrible in her face cream.
Messy, but
There's new tapes constantly coming
He did it.
of Arnold's old
Megan
voice.
will be next.
now, of course, your first thought will be, am I next?
Her husband is now sitting up, and she's freaked out.
That son of a bitch never meant to go through with our agreement. It was all just a plot to keep me around after he died so that he could kill me.
Karen!
There's Karen in a nice outfit. Now, throughout this film, we see an eye on this picture of Arnold.
Well, Arnie, your suit fits me.
Now, he's wearing Arnold's suit, and all of a sudden, the suit starts to constrict him and basically choke him. It's a very strange scene. I'm not sure how it pulled off. But ultimately, the suit chokes him to death, and he explodes. Karen decides that she's had enough.
No. No more tapes. Arnold? I'm leaving you.
What on earth are you trying to tell me?
No one was with Arnold when he died. He could have paid the doctor to falsify the death certificate and then substituted that thing in the casket.
She's going to hire this guy to help her, but he gets a cut.
50%.
But Arnold always seems to know what's going on.
Karen, why must you always rush to another man?
I see here, old chap.
You refuse to heed my warnings.
This guy had some of Arnold's cognac.
Of course. I dedicated my life to serving you, and you threw me crumbs.
By the way, did you enjoy my excellent and very expensive vintage cognac, old chap? Cognac isn't lethal.
Which, of course, is poisoned.
It will really help you enjoy a very long, very deep and restful sleep. As I was at the wedding, you say he killed Douglas Whitehead?
And Robert.
This is Jamie Farr. He has no speaking lines in this movie, but he plays a part. He's like a helper around the house, until now. Now this is Karen and her new man in the shower. But this is going to be the end of them. Looks like his sister Hester's behind it all.
Well done, my dear devoted Hester. The playing of this tape means that you've carried out your final assignment.
And now she's going to get rid of his body, which I don't think is what he wanted. Now here's the guy that's been digging all the graves for all the bodies that have been showing up. And he dug the last grave for himself. Anyway, she now has access to the secret door where all the cash has been hidden by Arnold.
Sure, you were the one person who loved me for myself alone, with no thought of monetary reward.
You know how to.
Notice that the door locked.
But, dear,
Our film basically ends with her trapped in there forever. Alright, that is an oddball film. Arnold. I taped this off of cable, one of the movie channels, Stars or something, I don't know, back in the early 2000s, because it wasn't available on videotape. Or at least I thought it wasn't. Actually, I found out it is available on videotape. It's a pretty rare tape, though, and it's out of print, of course, obviously. Never was released on DVD anywhere either, so I burned my SP VHS copy and made this homemade box art. Now we have Arnold. Stars Stella Stevens and Roddy McDowell, and I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, Victor Bono, I'm not sure. I remember him from The Evil. Anyway, what we have here is a woman who, in the beginning of this movie, Stella Stevens, she plays Karen. She's getting married to Arnold, and Arnold is dead. He's a corpse. He's in his coffin. In fact, Arnold's widow is also amongst the people attending this wedding. Turns out Arnold had planned to marry her, I guess, and she's going to inherit everything. And she does. We hear the will read, and she gets it all, but she has to stay with him and faithful to him. Obviously, she doesn't have to sleep with him, but it's a strange setup. I'm not sure how that even happened. But anyway, the ex-wife, the widow at this point, gets kicked out of the house, the mansion, and Arnold's brother stays. Arnold's brother is played by Roddy McDowell. And turns out Robert is his name in this movie, he's been having an affair with Stella Stevens, and they plan to get all the money and the wealth and everything. But again, she's stuck, but by the terms of the will, she has to stay here in the will, and they decide they're going to try to hire some attorney or something to try to get out of that clause or whatever. But anyway, Arnold has left cassette tapes behind, and they get played. He has a cassette tape player in his coffin, of all things, his casket, and he plays messages and stuff. He talks to them during the will reading and everything. And it turns out he seems to know what's going on, even though he's dead and gone. Or at least we think he's dead and gone. And the next thing you know, people start dying one by one. We see Roddy McDowell dies. He's wearing one of the suits that was worn by... it was one of Arnold's suits, and it starts to constrict him and suck his body, and he explodes. Strange scene. His ex-wife, the widow, had some face cream that she was applying to her face, and then she started to melt or something. I don't know. She died. This other guy drank some wine that was poisoned, and it was funny as he's drinking the cognac. We hear another one of Arnold's tapes playing. How'd you like the cognac? It's been poisoned. Well, he didn't say it was poison actually, but it actually was. Ultimately, Karen herself gets killed. She's in the shower with another guy, and then the walls cave in on them, squish them, kind of like in Star Wars, and they die. It turns out Arnold's sister Hester, who we met earlier in the film, I think the actress is Elsa Lancaster or something like that. She was behind it all. She was following Arnold's last wishes. She's been playing the tapes, I think, or at least having the tapes created. I don't know. They seem to have a contingency for every scenario that was going to happen, and Arnold recorded tapes of it before he died. There is somewhere in the house is hidden a shit ton of money. She finds out where it is now, but turns out Arnold didn't want her to have it, I guess, and Arnold also didn't want his remains to be cremated, which is what she did with him, what Hester did with him at the end of the movie. So as she goes into this hidden vault where the money is, another tape of Arnold's plays and says, well, Hester, if you're hearing this tape, that means you didn't follow my wishes, blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, a steel door comes down and traps her in there for eternity, and that's basically our film. So anyway, this is a strange little oddball horror comedy. I don't even know how to classify this thing. It's just weird. It's a rated PG movie. No nudity, obviously, and it's kind of a completely lost, forgotten film. Like I said, it was released on VHS, which I learned the other day, but this movie's just not anywhere. Like I said, it showed up on cable in maybe 2001 or 2002 or something. But that's pretty much it. I know nothing about this movie. I never hear this movie mentioned or anything, but it exists. It exists, just not on DVD. So anyway, that's Arnold. I don't know what to make of this movie. I'm guessing virtually nobody has ever seen this movie besides me, and I've seen it twice. So, will I watch it a third time? Can't say. But anyway, that's it. Arnold. Curious if anybody else has seen this little relic. Let me know. Leave some comments down below. It's Arnold with Stella Stevens and Roddy McDowell. Watch it if you can find it. Bye.